Good evening. My name's Shannon Willits, and I own a business. It's called Pilates Sarasota. We're in Sarasota, Florida. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary. I'm going to outline here my business before NPE, the changes that we've made with NPE, and then the status now after. My goal is to inform you and hopefully inspire you. Like Sean said, I signed up as a Gold Plus member in April this year. Read the reports, listened to the CDs, and frankly, it gave me hope because at that point, I was completely burnt out and I was thinking about closing my business. This was me, and I'm sure that you can all relate to that, running around, spinning those plates, doing everything, and I'm sure that one was going to fall. So a day in the life, training and teaching 12 hours a day, doing all the admin stuff, burning out, no life, inconsistent training styles between the trainers, virtually no pool of trainers to hire from, not hitting my revenue goals. Was really getting to the point that I didn't want to go into my studio anymore. And this is the thing that I really loved and nurtured into existence. And so I was really considering major change. I'm going to go through marketing first. This is just my studio. We're 2,500 square feet. It's pretty big, Pilates studio. We're set up to help a lot of people. Here's another slide. I took my first mat class in 1999. It blew me away. I knew that it was the niche that I could really get behind. In my past, I'd worked for Minolta Business Solutions, so I had a little bit of a marketing background, mostly print and ad design. So for the studio, I designed all of our ads and did all of our marketing. Spent a lot of money, about $5,000 on the ads in the first 3 months. We had to sign another $5,000. Grand opening, another $2,000. Wasn't tracking anything at that time, but if I had to guess, I would say, we broke even. For the next year, we rode the new kid in town, which was good. It got us started. Was I paying the bills? Yeah, I was paying the bills. I was barely paying the bills. Was I taking a salary? No way. That's a good one. In fact, I had to give up one of my favorite things to do. I've been taking ballroom dancing for years. I had to give it up for several reasons. One, I didn't have the time anymore. And two, when I got there, I was so tired I couldn't pay attention. And three, I just couldn't afford it anymore. It was very expensive, and I was suffering. So this is me. Can you relate? This is my picture of me running around with my hair on fire, because that's how I felt, and I'm sure you can relate. So I did deep core this summer. Like Pilates blew me away, lead generation marketing blew me away. Thank you, Eric. I absolutely knew that was what was missing in my marketing. I'm a fairly decent writer, but wow, I was really being boring, really boring. Now, without exception, every headline is exciting, and I always have an A and a B offer. One of the first changes that we made was the language style on my website. I was educating everybody to death. It was boring. Now, I actually get leads from my website for the very first time, and that happened almost immediately when I changed the language style, so it was great. And every client that comes to consultation through my website, they buy, and they buy big. So that's an auto-closer story. I had a marketing plan at the time, but I wasn't reaching my goals, not even close. And because I didn't have a system or a strategy, I couldn't tell you why. So Deep Core has taught me the value of operating with a process and a system, complete with tracking. Now, when I put a tactic into play, it's because it's part of my strategy. And I track the results. I make informed decisions based on the results. Now I know exactly where every lead comes from. Because I'm capturing that information, it's automatic. The strategic alliances has been really profound for me. I've lived in Sarasota for 20 years, so I know a lot of people. I joined a leads club in the spring, And within the second month, I won the prize for the most reconciled leads. And on the flip side of that, I got a lead for a $125 mat class package. So a little upside down, a little imbalanced. Fixed that with this campaign. Now I leverage every relationship, and I have strategic alliance with physical therapists, multiple strategic alliance. Still a new program, but the phone's ringing, we're getting consultations, and we're tracking everything. So this is me now. In my classes, I really encourage everybody to breathe. So can everybody do this with me? Everybody take a deep breath and say, Om. NPE equals this. Calm, peaceful, and serene in marketing now. So thank you. I'm going to move on to sales. What sales system? I didn't even know what that was at the time. When we first opened, we ran an introductory special, which was 3 private Pilates lessons. It was $180. We converted most of those, but to 8 packs of lessons. Cash flow was up and down. Really no cash flow, which was stressing me out, totally stressing me out. I was stressed out for a lot of reasons, but one of the biggest reasons was that I didn't have control of the sales. When it was just me, it was no problem. I could sell myself. Now I was witnessing the trainers in the studio doing what they thought was best with no idea of what was best for the business. There was a turning point for me when I overheard one of the trainers taking a phone call, prospected, called in, inquiring, and she invites him in for a $12.50 mat class. So I quietly freaked out while she was there, and then that was me again, running around with my hair on fire, literally freaking out. I knew I had a really big problem, but I didn't know what to do about it or how to fix it. So fortunately, AutoCloser, I got involved with that, and the first thing we did was stop the trainers from answering the phone. Right. And the second thing that we did was we stopped them from doing renewals. Now, they just don't sell anymore. We have a studio manager that does all of that and helps me with sales. Now my consultations, they went from 60 minutes to now they're 90 minutes. Spent a lot more time creating the problem through the question and answer. In Pilates, we do postural analysis, which further creates the problem. And then I use the PowerPoint presentation at the end to close. And having that visual tool has been really profound. Right at a glance in one slide, all of your program options are there. Makes it really easy to ask for the larger ticket sales. We used to just ask for a 1-month commitment. Now, regularly getting 3, 4, 5, 6-month commitments. Regularly sell packages for almost $5,000. Can you say cash flow? I can say cash flow right now. Definitely. Close rate's 95%. Average ticket was $520. It's now $3,300. So life is good. Come on. Breathe and say Om with me. Om. This is calm, peaceful, serene about sales. Really profound. The duplicator. I've done everything. I had an admin when we opened, and she was part-time, and she's a really sweet girl. The clients loved her, but she didn't help me very much at all with the technology. I was still doing all of the computer work, all of the email, everything, till 7 o'clock at night at least. So here I am again, literally running around with like my hair is on fire. So I call this next bit Duplicator 101. The first thing I did was run a Craigslist ad. I got 80 responses to that ad. I couldn't believe it. Found Risha, who's here, and hired her. We've called her a project manager because that's what she does. My offer to her was a major decrease in salary, but I knew that with her kind of help that I could afford to pay her more. So we negotiated an hourly, and we pay her bonuses on new business and on renewals. So She's helping me with projects, and one of the first project that we did was Cash Flow Surge, and we raised $20,000 in Pilates revenue in 2 months. So that was fantastic. Rich has also automated everything in the studio, all of the client scheduling, everything, classes, everything. She pre-qualifies all of the prospects that come through. She totally takes care of me. She takes care of all of the trainers. It's great. Thank you. Here we are. Breathe. Life is good. Duplicator 2, and I broke it down. In Pilates, there's a couple schools of thought in training techniques. There's classical and contemporary. I come from the contemporary school of thought. When I opened, there were 2 other trainers and myself. We were all from different schools of thought. I knew I was going to have to start over with my trainers. I was really afraid that my trainers were going to hurt someone. I knew I needed to cancel their contracts. I didn't have anyone to choose from. And I never really considered that the difference in the schools of thought would be so profound and the reason that I was losing clients. Pilates instructors are also pretty hard to come by. The education takes 18 months, costs about $6,000. That's just for the first level. Sarasota is a pretty small town. I know everyone there. There was no one. Okay, I needed to duplicate myself. And I also knew that I needed those trainers to be Stop Pilates trainers, which is what I am. So the pool got even smaller. I applied everything that I could, everywhere I could, from Duplicator. Based on faith, I created those job descriptions for the lead trainers, the levels 1, 2, and 3 trainers, and then I called STOT, and we became a licensed training facility for them. And from those courses that we're now running courses, certifying instructors, I've recruited 2 trainers. I also recruited one of my clients, and she's been through the program. So things are improving. During one of my phone consults with Dick, he suggested that I hire on personality and train my way. So from that conversation, I developed an apprenticeship program for Pilates instructors. And the only prerequisite for the program is a burning desire to learn the Stop Pilates techniques and share them with clients. So I now have 2 apprentices. And the apprentices, the great thing about them is they cost me less. They perform to my specifications. They're grateful rather than arrogant. They're confident teachers. Everybody's happy. I'm happy. They're happy. Now I'm able to work on my business. I work on my business every morning. Life is good. And here's my clones. I always joke that I wanted clones. Here they are. So things are much better. From here, what I wanted to do was kind of compare and contrast projecting revenues and calculating critical mass. I wrote my business plan. I had it reviewed by SCORE. SCORE is retired executives, and they help small businesses with planning and getting started. And I have this overhead here. I just want you to see. Is it in focus? Can you see it? Can you see the numbers? Okay. So the reason that I'm showing you that is because these projections got me my equipment loan of $25,000. So I looked pretty good on paper, but I wasn't hitting any of these goals. And because I didn't have a strategy or a plan, I wasn't systemized, I didn't have any tracking, I didn't even know where to begin to find a solution. So I was just spinning those plates, trying to figure out how to fix something. Okay, I'm ready for a slide. So with regard to calculating critical mass, we've been talking about that. I did the marketing assessment for my studio and have calculated what that is. From there, I reversed engineered into my current goals. And of course, I've realized I need to focus on marketing. I created my calendar for fourth quarter '08. I have multiple poles in the water. And I'm looking forward to my '09 annual calendar and executing that. Critical mass, here we come. As I look around Sarasota, which is typically the slowest month of the year, we've been so amazingly busy. It's been great. September '08 compared to '07, increase in revenues 340%. I mean, that's insane, but it's great. 3 to 4 consultations a week. My groups are full. My classes are full. The word is out through our programming and coaching. We deliver Pilates-driven results, guaranteed. Thank you. Growth for '09. A second studio. We've been talking about vision. I have that vision. I know what that looks like, and I know how I'm going to get there. If you would have asked me a year ago, thank you, I would have said you were crazy. I would never open up a second studio. Now it'll become a reality. What's next for the studio? VIP. I just joined Friday. More coaching, more tools, more success. For me personally, it's back to the ballroom. Very excited. And I'm having fun in my life again. I'm not working all the time. NPE equals room. Doesn't that sound like to you? Thanks a lot. Want to race? Thanks so much for your attention. Thank you, NPE.